Hi, I'm Zoe Vickers, the Director of Partner Presales over at Tasktop. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to be demonstrating how Tasktop Hub integrates Rally with Jira to improve the speed, velocity, and quality of your deliveries. Tasktop automates the flow of work across tools and between IT practitioners to eliminate duplicate data entry, human error, and administrative overhead. Rally serves as a central hub for teams to collaboratively plan, prioritize, and track work on a synchronized cadence. Teams can visualize their work in the form of lists, boards, or timeline views, and more importantly, they can understand how their day-to-day work aligns to the greater goals of the business. In this demo, we'll see Tasktop Hub reliably and seamlessly perform bidirectional synchronization between Rally and Jira, eliminating friction and delays and normalizing the data as it flows through a model. We'll see how Tasktop automates artifact creation in Rally based on activities in other tools like Jira, Azure DevOps, or GitLab. We'll also see how Tasktop automates traceability by inserting back references and links to twinned artifacts and other tools. We'll also end the demo by seeing the intuitive admin user interface where all the integrations are set up and administered. So in the demo I'm about to show you, we are going to look at an integration for a company building a mobile video streaming application. When a user creates a portfolio epic in Rally, Tasktop will flow the portfolio epic over to Jira as an epic under a specified project. We will do the same with a portfolio feature as well. And once the team in Jira breaks that epic and feature down into stories, Tasktop will take that story and synchronize it back to the correct team and project in Rally under the originating epic and feature. As Tasktop synchronizes these items back and forth between tools, you will see updates such as progress, priority, and assignee flow between Rally and Jira. So let's get started. To begin the demo, you can see here that I'm in Rally. I'm starting off in my portfolio view, and you can see that I have quite a few different portfolio epics as well as portfolio features that have already been created. All of these are related to the mobile video streaming application that my team is developing. In order to show the integration, I'm going to start by creating an epic. In this case, we're going to call this user account functionality. And I'm going to start by, again, just filling in some required fields here, and I'll create it with some details. Here, I might choose to come in and say, what is my description? I'll say, okay, I have some details around this. And then I might also come over and add other required fields. So I might add in something like, this is a number one priority. And I'm going to toggle my custom field called synchronize and set to yes. Once I push create, before I go over into Jira, I also want to go into my children and start breaking this epic down into different features. So in this case, I'm going to, again, add a new portfolio item that is a feature, and we'll call this one login functionality feature for my user account. Again, fill out many of those required fields. We'll look into some of our different details. And here again, maybe I'll come in, I'll add a description here, and we can start going through any other required fields that we might have. So in this case, I'm going to go through, I know in Jira, I want to have this as a high priority. And again, I'm going to choose this to synchronize as yes. Key thing here is the synchronize field is not required. This just happens to be a custom field that I've done. So when I push create, I know that automatically it's going to synchronize over into Jira. Now, before going into Jira, I'm going to go back into my portfolio item view. And what we can see down here at the bottom is I have that new portfolio item that is an epic and the feature that I just created. Likewise, we can already see that this has synchronized over into Jira. We see the user IDs for both of these, as well as a backlink to the functionality that exists within Jira. And I haven't yet filled in these start or end dates. What I'm going to do instead is as we go over into Jira, I'm going to refresh my project. And we see now that we have this epic that was just created in Rally, has now been created in real time in Jira. We see things such as that description and the priority that I've sent. I also can see the location of where the specific item sits, both in terms of the ID and a backlink over into Rally. And I could also, again, come into some of these planning fields and say maybe this was started today, and I suppose it's going to be done at the end of next month. Once I have that saved, as I scroll down, you can also see that the issues in this epic contain the feature. So not only was I able to synchronize the basic functionality of the epic, I was able to maintain the parent-child relationship between the portfolio item epic and the portfolio item feature that exists within Rally. If I want to, I can now drill into this login functionality feature. And again, we see things in my general section of here is my description. So anything that I'd put in Rally, I could come in, I could even start changing some of this information, maybe change this to a minor priority. I can see things like, again, the Broadcom location of this specific feature in a backlink, and I could also come in and add some planning fields. So again, maybe I say I will start this today and this specific one will be done by the 31st. And I want to see both of these dates synchronized back over into Rally. Now, before I go back into Rally though, one of the things I do want to show is us being able to create a story. So now that the epic and feature have come over and we're going to show some bidirectional synchronization, I also want to be able to show the ability to say, let's break down the story because maybe a certain admin team works here in Jira. And in this case, I'll say as a user, I want to be able to create a username and password for my account. Again, maybe just some basic information that I might want to have. And we'll make sure that this is linked as a child of that feature that I just created. So we see my login functionality feature is going to be here. And in this case, I'm just going to push create. So again, what's happening behind the scenes is as I refresh my backlog, we have the epic, the feature, and the user story. I want to see the dates come back over in Jira from the epic and the feature, and I want to see this specific user story that I just created here also synchronize over into Rally. So as I scroll back into Rally, I have a few options of what I can do. First, let's go over into my backlog. And as I go into my backlog, we now see that at the top of my backlog, as I expand it, we see that this is a user story that I just created. We also get to see the Jira ID and the URL. And as I drill in, I could start adding more information. So for example, I could say, this user story will create the functionality of entering in a custom username and password. And as I scroll down, what I could also do is I could first save that, but then I could also add a new attachment. So I could maybe put in a mock-up of what I want this login functionality to look like. And on top of adding that attachment and pushing save, I'm going to go into my discussions and I'm actually going to add a comment and say, hey, Jira team, take a look at the mock-up of this story. And as I do that, I want them to be able to comment back and forth between the platforms. One of the key things that Tasktop does is it allows you to never leave your tool of choice, so I can easily communicate between both tools without having to leave my tool of choice. Likewise, what I can come in here is I can say, let me move my schedule state, so this is now defined as in progress. So what we can do now is I can go back over into Jira, I can refresh my page, and I'll click into my feature first, and then I'll go back up into my user story. And what we can see here is first off, we have some of the general information, such as the description that we just added has been brought back over. We also see the attachment that I just brought in. So I can see, okay, what is this attachment? This is kind of a mock-up of that username and password that I wanted to see. And then again, as I scroll down, I can also see the comment that came over in real time from Rally. So I can say, yes, Rally team, this is what I am looking for. And again, we'll see this comment synchronize in real time. So for the last time, what we'll do is we'll go back over into Rally. We'll check a few things. First, we'll go into my portfolio item feature. And again, at the very beginning, if you remember, I had entered in those dates. So I have the 2 dates that have updated both my epic and my feature. Likewise, if I scroll into my feature, we're going to be able to manage and see the different user stories that are assigned. So we see not only, again, did I synchronize that story, But as I expand it, we see that the specific user story I created in Jira is located as a child of this specific feature. Again, I can go into that specific user story and we can go into that discussions page. And we see specifically my comment that I just logged over in Jira has been logged back over here in Rally. To summarize what we've covered today, business and IT professionals across these two tools collaborated with each other seamlessly, never having to leave their tool of choice, never having to copy and paste information, and never having to exchange any information over email. This integration was brought to life through Tasktop Hub's clear and intuitive administration UI, one place from which to rule all your integrations. You can configure precisely what flows and how it flows with maximum reuse thanks to models. And you can easily monitor the activity of your integrations and view metrics on just how much manual effort you are saving your organization. If you like what you saw and would like to learn more, contact us for a demo or evaluation at tasktop.com/contact-us.